Hello, everyone. My name is Zulfiqar, and welcome to another episode of Income Investors. With me today is John Whitefoot with another exciting income pick. If you want to read more about what John writes on a regular basis, you can head to incomeinvestors.com, where you can find the link to the website in the description below. When investors talk about safe dividend stocks, names like Coca-Cola, Procter & Gamble, and Johnson & Johnson usually pop up. But if you're willing to dig through the rubble of the stock market's forgotten places, you might find something a little more interesting and potentially more rewarding. Take B&G Foods Inc., traded on New York Stock Exchange, for example. B&G Foods stock has been beaten down, no question. It has lost significant value this year and has been a loss maker for investors for a while. But here's a twist. Despite the volatility and investors' pessimism, the stock continues to offer a robust dividend that's close to 17%. Now, it'd be foolish to think B&G food stock doesn't come with risk. However, for the contrarian investors who understand that cash flow matters more than the headlines, B&G Food might be a story worth watching closely. John?
Yeah, thanks, Mo. New Jersey-based B&G Foods manufactures, sells, and distributes a portfolio of household products and shelf-stable and frozen foods in the U.S., Canada, and Puerto Rico. Now, shelf-stable foods are those that can be stored safely at room temperature for an extended period of time and don't require special handling. You might not know who B&G Foods are, but you know the company's brands. This includes Green Giant, Cream of Wheat, Crisco, Sugar Twin, Vermont Made, and Wrights. B&G markets and delivers its products both directly and through a network of independent brokers and distributors. Its products reach supermarket chains, food service providers, big box retailers, warehouse clubs, non-food retailers, and specialty distributors.
John, let me be a little blunt here and ask a question before going into any details. BGS stock looks like it's on life support.
Well, it's trading currently at around $3.75 per share. B&G Food stock is priced like a company on life support. This much is true. But it's important to look underneath the surface, where you will find a good business that's still bringing in massive revenue. Household brands like Green Giant, Ortega, and Cream of Wheat are still featured on grocery shelves across the US, and consumers love them. Just to give you some perspective, for 2025, even the Wall Street analysts are projecting a decline in sales. B&G Foods is still expected to generate revenue of $1.85 billion, and the company is expected to be profitable as well. Now, for 2025, earnings per share are expected to be 53 cents. Yes, margins are tight, debt is high, and the market doesn't love packaged foods right now. But B&G Foods has weathered storms before, so it could very well do it again.
If you like what you see so far, check out incomeinvestors.com. While you're there, you could also sign up for our free special report titled 3 Income Stocks to Own Today. One of those stocks currently has a dividend yield of 12.7%. You can find the link to incomeinvestors.com in the description below. And now back to the video. And John, what's happening here when it comes to dividend?
Yeah, now let's talk about the elephant in the room. As of this recording, the company's dividend yield is over 17%. Most stocks with this kind of payout are either on the brink of a cut or already have one foot in the grave. But B&G Foods has held the line, continuing to return cash to shareholders even in tough times. Obviously, that doesn't mean its dividend is untouchable. It is currently vulnerable. However, what's commendable here is that management hasn't pulled the plug yet. Dividends are actually being paid. Just so you know, in 2020, the company reduced its quarterly dividend, so it's not afraid to make tough decisions when it's needed. In fact, it sounds bold at the moment, but if there's some cooling in inflation and input costs stabilize, B&G Foods could even provide investors with a higher payout. B&G Foods stock currently pays 19 cents per quarter, coming in at 76 cents per share on an annual basis.
And I see the valuations here are super suppressed as well.
Well, beyond the dividend, B&G Foods stock continues to trade at rock bottom valuations. At the time of this recording, the stock trades at just 6 to 7 times forward earnings and around 0.13 times sales. That's deep value territory. You see these kind of valuations when companies are on the brink of collapse. In plain language, investors are valuing each $1 of sales generated at B&G Foods at just 13 cents and every $1 of earnings at $6. Again, B&G Foods isn't some speculative biotech with zero revenue. It's a real business. It's been around for ages. The low valuation suggests the market is pricing in a worst case scenario. Could B&G stock go lower? Sure. But at these levels, you're not paying for perfection. You're buying an option on survival and getting paid handsomely to hold.
John, thank you so much for your insights. Let's get one thing straight. B&G Food stock is not for everyone. It's the kind of name that gets ignored in a bull market and dumped in a bear market. Right now, the stock chart is in a horrible shape. But for investors who know how to filter out noise, who understands the power of cash flow and brand recognition, this might be one of the few places left on Wall Street where double-digit yields are still alive and kicking. B&G Foods sees a turnaround, great. If not, and business remains the same, or even if just dividend remains the same, income investors are still sitting on yields that many REITs or business development companies would envy. As per the most recent data, BlackRock, Vanguard, and Dimensional Fund Advisors are the biggest institutional holders of B&G Foods stock. Combined, these three institutions hold over 22 million shares. That's it for today, and make sure to go to incomeinvestors.com now to get our free special report on 3 income stocks to own today. One of those stocks currently has a dividend yield of 12.7%. You can find the link to incomeinvestors.com in the description below. We'll be back with more income picks soon, so stay tuned. And in the meantime, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel. Goodbye for now.